I used to work with Boston Public Schools after my master's in education at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And it was around that time that I was looking at opportunities and trying to do some research on what's happening in India in the context of education. And what I found was scary and at the same time so encouraging. I realized that we needed the best people to be part of this to solve India's education problem. And that's when I chose to join Teach for India to lead the work of Teach for India in Chennai. This year, at Teach for India Chennai, we work with about 3,000 children in schools that range all the way from Thondeyarpet in the north to Coimbatore in the west and Velachery in the south. And we also work with students across grade levels, right from grade 2 to grade 6. So that's a very diverse set of people that we have been able to reach out and support. The other thing that really comes to my mind is about the alums who are working in the city. Today we have about a dozen alumni in the city who are doing very different things. Some of them are teachers at schools such as the KFI school. Some of them work with other non-profits such as American India Foundation. Another works with Easy Vidya, and another works with the social enterprise incubator Will Grow. And today this means that both through our fellows as well as through our alumni, we are working with other organizations in the city as well as with the government to share our learning, to share our resources to see what we can together build in the city. It's very progressive in some ways in terms of its focus on education, in terms of the various opportunities in arts, music, sports, and at the same time it's traditional in its own way. It still sticks to its roots and still believes in the core of what forms a community. And for me, that meant a lot to come back and see how at Teach for India we can build a movement of leaders, people like you and I, who come together to solve India's education problem and discover India's potential together. We often hear that teaching is a profession that creates every other profession. At Teach for India, every day reminds me that teaching, in fact, is many other professions. For example, the other day I was in a fellow's classroom, and the fellow was not just teaching. The fellow was also being a doctor to students who were unwell. The fellow was also being a coach, coaching students towards academic outcomes. And the fellow was actually also being a banker because the fellow was planning a field trip for which he was collecting funds. And so what this means is that when you are a fellow, you're not just a teacher, but you're playing so many roles that show many facets of being a leader.